Everybody's got a badge these days.
This is Miss Sutton's current address.
Yes.
How long has she lived here?
A little while.
What difference does it make?
You said she'd left. Do you have any idea when she's coming back?
She didn't say.
Do you know where she went?
No idea.
What are all these questions?
I don't believe any of them are directed at you.
Yeah, but do you have any authorization for this?
You've already seen the badge.
A nice badge.
I'll tell Holly that you came by.
No, better yet, bring me a cheeseburger and black coffee. I'm not going anywhere until she gets back. I'll be right over there at that table.
Okay.
Oops. Come on. What's going on here?
Holly isn't a U.S. citizen, and she lost her job recently because she doesn't have a green card.
So what do they want now?
My guess is absolutely nothing good, that's for sure. Listen, will you watch the phone for a minute?
Yeah.
Thanks. Somebody's admiring your motorcycle, and if anybody knows how to hotwire it, he's the one.
Cross them up. How you doing?
Hey, you like it?
Like it. This baby is hot. I've been on some hogs before, but this puppy is nice.
Yeah, well, you look good on it.
I was born for this baby. Look at this. Chrome, dual pipes.
Now, will you be careful when you get off? See, the kickstand hasn't worked right since the accident.
Yeah, okay. Oh, this is your bike?
Yeah, 3 years now.
Oh, I was just sitting on it. I was just trying to see how it felt. I wouldn't hurt. I was just seeing how it felt.
How did it?
Well, it feels great. Look, I'm sorry if you're mad that I was sitting on it. I was just seeing, you know.
Forget it. Anybody who appreciates a good bike deserves a ride on.
Oh, can you give me a ride on this thing?
First, you buy me a cup of coffee.
You got it. What's your name?
Jimmy Lee.
Blackie Parrish. Good to meet you.
Let's go inside. Please.
I had this mini bike when I was a kid. I used to jump trash cans and stuff.
That is a court order giving the clinic a 30-day stay from eviction.
Yeah, I can read. But what I want to know is, who'd you bribe?
No, I just proved that the clinic was essential, Scotty. That without it, a lot of old, infirm, handicapped people would have to travel great distances to get their medical care.
Let them take a cab.
Those people can't afford that, and you know it.
Well, then they can take a bus. That's what it's for.
Well, Judge Bailey agreed with me that it just isn't feasible for someone who's severely injured to have to rely on public transportation.
Well, there are other arguments, too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, I don't have any pressing engagements. Let's hear them.
Maybe you'll hear them in court.
No, come on. You said you have some arguments. Let's have a little moot court right here and now.
Listen, I got more important things to do, okay? So why don't you just,
Hey, Scotty, why don't you just admit you're whipped? You have no other choice but to abide by that ruling.
For 30 days.
It won't end there.
You like this, don't you? You're really relishing in all this, aren't you?
Yeah, I enjoy seeing justice served on someone who really deserves it.
Yeah, well, this is just a temporary roadblock. You understand that? Because I'm going to find a way right around it.
Don't hold your breath, son.
Damn it!
Bad news, huh?
Small project is turning into a nightmare.
Did Susan find out about the T-bills?
Well, now you had to bring that up, too, didn't you?
I just figured it had to be that. I didn't
No,
know.
it's that. It's the interest payment. It's my father. The longer this thing takes, the worse the whole thing gets.
You're really worried this time, aren't you, Scotty?
Yes, Heather, I'm starting to get scared. Real scared here.
May I help you?
I'm Grant Putnam.
Yes?
I'd come to see Lila. Mrs. Quartermain?
Oh, is Mrs. Quartermain expecting you?
Yes. Well, no, not exactly. You see, I received her letter several months ago. I meant to stop in the minute I arrived in town, but I got so tied up with work that I'm a doctor at General Hospital.
Well, I'm sorry. If Mrs. Quartermain isn't expecting you, I just can't admit you.
That's just it. She is expecting me. Otherwise, I don't think she'd have extended the invitation. I'm engaged to Celia. Edward's cousin Herbert's granddaughter.
Oh, you're the doctor.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness, come on in. I am sorry.
Thank you.
You know she's talked about you, but she's never mentioned your name.
Is she in?
Yes, she is. Would you mind staying in the hall?
Not at all.
Thank you.
Oh, who was at the door, Stella?
There's a Dr. Grant Putnam to see Mrs. Quartermain.
Who the hell's Grant Putnam?
Oh, my goodness! Well, he wanted to know if Mrs. Quartermain's invitation was still standing.
Well, I don't know about the invitation, but I'm afraid we're in trouble, Edward.
Well, Lila, what is it?
Not it, dear. He. Grant Putnam, Celia's fiancé. A while back, I wrote and invited him to stay with us when he was in Port Charles.
For how long?
Until the wedding, dear. He's just started work at General Hospital.
Oh, perfect. Just what we don't need, a house guest. But especially from that side of the family.
What are we going to do?
Well, you're going to do what you're exceedingly good at. Small talk. The weather, the wedding, bridge club, I don't care. But just don't encourage him to accept that invitation.
Oh, I don't know, darling. It may be very awkward.
Well, there's no time to argue. I've got to go upstairs and talk to Alan and Monica. This is much too big a problem for one artful mind. We need three. Stella, take that man to the kitchen and force-feed him some of your dreadful coffee.
Oh.
We have to stop him from moving into this house.
Now, if you'll just come this way, Dr. Putnam.
Certainly.
How lovely.
Please, it's Grant.
Oh, Grant, I hope you haven't been waiting long.
No, Stella got me some coffee.
Oh, good. You've been in Port Charles for how long?
A week now. I apologize for not contacting you sooner, but I've had so much to do at the hospital, I just haven't found time.
Oh, think nothing of it. Can I get you something to eat with your coffee?
Thanks, but I have to stop by my room before going back to the hospital.
Oh, so you do have a place to stay?
A room at the doctor's residence. Of course, it's only temporary.
Oh, of course. Now, tell me, how is Celia?
From what I can tell, fine. We talk every Sunday.
Is she still in Europe?
Well, only for a while longer. She's finishing up a year of art studies in Paris.
I imagine you're looking forward to seeing her.
Very much. Now, about your offer of a place to stay while I'm in Port Charles.
Are you sure that Stella can't fetch you something? She made these delicious cakes for lunch. Do let me call her.
No, really, it's all right. As it is, I have to be getting back to the hospital soon.
Oh, yes, I understand. Well, it was so nice seeing you, Grant. Pity we didn't have a longer chat.
Oh, but we can. I mean, I don't have to leave right away.
Oh, you don't? Oh. Lovely weather we're having. I think it's going to be an early spring.
How should I know why your mother invited him here? She doesn't tell me these things.
Well, it certainly isn't Lila's fault. She had no idea we were going to be in this situation.
Look, what's important is Grant Putnam, the man who's going to marry Cousin Herbert's granddaughter, sitting downstairs in this house.
Well, he can't move in here. Now, that's all there is to it. Who would like be giving dear Herbert a direct pipeline into our private affairs?
All right. Well, what we're going to just have to do is just make up some kind of excuse.
Yeah, and a good one.
We could tell him that we're all coming down with the bubonic plague and the whole house is going to be quarantined.
No, he's a doctor. He'd see right through that.
Well, we could plead a death in the family. We have to go to a funeral in Europe.
Edward, he is family. He'd probably know that before us.
Look, we're just going to have to tell him that Mother made a mistake and we don't have any room for visitors.
That's too rude.
What do you care?
Right. We can't risk being inhospitable. If Herbert does find out, he'll get suspicious and wonder why we're being impolite.
No, the woman has a point.
There's only one alternative. Let him stay.
Yeah, why not? I mean, we're good at keeping up appearances. We'll just go on like nothing's happened.
All right, we'll let him stay. But if he ever finds out that Susan is blackmailing us and why, this family is finished.
Now that introductions are over, what do you want?
I'd like to help you.
You obviously don't realize the trouble you're in.
I think you have the wrong address, mister. The people in trouble live across the river.
You just won't face reality, will you?
Oh, I've seen reality. Plenty of reality. Those people deserve everything they're getting.
You do know what you'll end up with, don't you?
You bet. Satisfaction.
A prison sentence.
I don't see your badge.
Civilians can draw up complaints.
The Quartermains wouldn't dare.
I would. I can file a complaint against you today for blackmail. That, of course, would lead to an investigation, an arrest, a trial, and then prison.
Nobody's stopping you. Go right ahead.
I will. Unless you stop harassing the Quartermains.
Oh, you're giving me an alternative. Thank you. That's very
I'm warning
helpful.
you, Mrs. Baldwin.
If
I can put you behind bars in less than 1 day.
If that's all you have to say, we have no more to talk about.
Did I say I was through?
I'm telling you, you're through. Now get out of my house, mister. Now.
I know about Tolliver. I put my private investigator on his case. We already know that he spent the last 35 years in prison and that he was recently released.
So?
We're going to find him soon, Susan, and when we do, he'll also be brought up on charges.
It's getting very cold in here. Would you mind leaving so I could close the door?
I was only trying to save everyone a lot of trouble.
Nice try. But the real trouble hasn't even begun.
To begin with, the only guest room we have is in the east wing, and unfortunately there's no heating in that part of the house, so I'm afraid it'd be very uncomfortable and terribly drafty.
Oh, I don't mind. I enjoy the cold. Besides, I'm used to it. I spend a lot of time in the mountains. It shouldn't be a problem.
No, but I'm afraid there will be a problem with the plumbing. You won't be able to have a hot shower the whole time you're here.
No, I'll take care of it at the hospital.
Won't that be inconvenient?
Not really. I'll be there a lot anyway.
Well, I know how comfortable it must be at the doctor's residence, and I wouldn't want you to feel obligated to honor my invitation.
Please, I'd really like to stay here.
Oh, now, Grant, you're just being polite. I wouldn't be at all offended if you wanted to
Of
stay.
course she'd be offended. We all would be. Edward Quartermain.
My pleasure.
You know Alan, Monica?
Well, I know of them. We seem to have missed each other at the hospital.
How soon can you move in?
I'll have to pack my things.
We'll set you up in a nice private room. You can come and go as you please.
Edward, are you sure this is all right?
All right. Well, how would dear old Herbert feel if we were inhospitable to his granddaughter's fiancé? Huh?
Well, he'd probably...
Grant, how about... yes, exactly. How about a drink, Grant?
It's a little early for me.
Oh, early? It's 2:30 in the afternoon. Nonsense.
I'm working this evening.
Oh. Well, in that case, a nice dried toast to Dr. Grant Putnam. Welcome to our humble home.
Here.
I guess you're not in charge of renting the rooms upstairs.
Why wouldn't I be? I own the building.
Well, before you said you didn't know how long Miss Sutton had lived here.
I just meant I don't remember the exact date that she moved in.
Well, how about a guesstimate?
Not very long.
And before that?
I really don't know.
Does she have a new job? I know she lost her last one.
Mr. Farrell, I make it a point to stay out of my tenants' business.
Even if they're your friends?
I don't recall saying that Holly and I are friends.
You didn't have to.
And enjoy your lunch. Blackie, if you want some coffee, you're going to have to wait. I got some more going in the back.
Oh, come on, Rose. That's not like you not to have coffee around.
Nobody's perfect.
What's wrong with her?
She's having trouble with one of the customers.
What'd I do? I just sit here and
Not you.
It's not you. It's that guy over there. His name's Farrell, and he's with the immigration department.
What's he asking me about?
He's trying to find out something about Holly. You know about her green card, don't you?
No, fill me in.
She lost her job because she doesn't have a green card. You know, if you're an alien in this country and you want to work, you've got to have a green card.
Oh, that's the stupidest thing I ever heard in my whole life.
That's the rule, man.
Yeah, well, you got rules too, don't you, Rose? Kick him out on his official rear, and if he gives you any trouble, me and Jimmy Lee will come to the rescue and pound him a few times. That'll take care of
I
him.
don't think that's going to help Holly's case at all.
Well, at least he'll know he's can't mess around with Holly, right?
Would you cool it?
What? She was my friend. She is my
Yeah,
friend.
well, I like her too, but that doesn't give you the right to mess with a government official. Besides, that's the quickest way to end up in the can.
What if we just sit around here and suck our thumbs all day or something?
Nope. We're going for a ride.
On your bike?
Well, I'm not gonna flag down a cab.
Burn some rubber.
What do we owe you here?
$3.95.
No, I got it. I got it. You're giving me a ride? I'll get it. There you go, Rosie. Keep the change, huh?
Blackie, you're a doll.
I know that.
Thank you.
I know. I'll see you around. Let's go. Did you ever see that movie where that guy jumped the hog over that one?
5 times.
You did? I did the stunt work for that.
I did.
I'm just kidding.
Miss?
Here.
Coffee.
Okay, right away.
You don't have to wait on me. I could get you an English muffin. That would only take a minute.
Ruby, please.
I'm sorry. It's just when I get around a pregnant woman, I get so maternal.
Sit right there and we can talk.
Well, that's what you came over here for.
I'm not keeping you from anything, am I?
Good Lord knows my day off. All I was going to do was chores. Much rather visit with you. Besides, I have a feeling you've got something in your mind and you want to talk about it.
Robert proposed to me. He said if I'm his wife, that I can stay and work in this country.
Well, I see.
Yeah, I was surprised, too.
Is Robert serious?
Very. I don't know what to do. But I'd like your reaction.
I don't really know. All I can think of is what would Luke say if he could talk and tell you to do?
I don't know.
I don't either. That's a rough one.
All my life, I've dreamed of the day I'd get married. I've dreamed about marrying Luke. It would be for all the right reasons, to the right man at the right time.
Honey, marrying for a home and citizenship are not bad reasons.
But they're not the right reasons.
It's a tough one. I really don't want to advise you. I think it must be your decision.
You're right. It's not fair of me to burden you with this.
Now, did I say that?
So you have a lot of other things to worry about.
Listen, my girl, you sit down. The only thing I'm at all concerned about is you and that baby. I got an idea. I know what Luke would do. Gonna do it.
Who are you calling?
Well, we're gonna have a family conference. I'm going to call Bobby. She was at morning shift, so she should be home by now.
Yeah, but she'll be exhausted.
Listen, when it comes to our baby, Bobby wants to be here.
Don't you mean my baby?
Don't you be possessive. That baby belongs to all of us.
That's gonna be the luckiest baby in the whole world.
Now you're talking. Bobby, it's Ruby. Honey, if you got a little time, I think we should have a little family conference. Okay? Okay. Thank you.
You've been very kind, Mr. Quartermain, but perhaps I'm imposing on your family.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. Go on, Lila. Tell him you've been talking about it for weeks.
I have? Oh, yes, of course. I've kept saying we must have Grant here as a house guest.
She's talked of nothing else.
You're sure I won't be in the way?
Oh, don't be ridiculous. You're part of the family.
Yeah, dear Cousin Herbert's future grandson-in-law to be. What would he think? No. What would we think of ourselves?
Absolutely.
We couldn't turn you out.
No. We'll give you the nicest room in the place.
The east wing, the view of the garden is just lovely.
And believe me, you're going to have all the privacy that you could possibly want.
I was telling him about the plumbing, dear.
Oh, yes. It's the best shower in the house. I mean, the water's so hot, your skin will melt.
Oh, you've had it fixed?
What do you mean, fixed?
Mrs. Quartermain was telling me there wasn't any hot water there.
Oh, and that dreadful draft.
Oh, silly us. I completely forgot. You know, while you were in Palm Beach, I had the whole east wing insulated.
Absolutely. All new pipes, too. Yes, all new pipes.
Oh, how wonderful.
Yes, so you see, there's no problem. You must move in.
If you insist.
We do. All you have to do now is go pack your bags and come right back here.
Dinner is at 8 o'clock. We'll expect you for cocktails around 7.
Thank you, Mr. Quartermain. Thanks to all of you. Frankly, after what Herbert said, I'd expected quite a different reception.
Oh? What did dear old Herbert say?
That you enjoy your privacy.
Oh. What does he know?
No, our house is your house. Welcome aboard.
Oh, please, Mrs. Baldwin, no, you don't do that.
Out of my way. I want to talk to...
General Hospital will continue in a moment.